Hey guys! So today I'm going to review Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Now before I actually get into reviewing this, I just would like to show some of the marvelous illustrations that Camille Rose Garcia did for this edition. First off, the wraparound cover, which I think is absolutely stunning, if I might say so. And not only is that cover gorgeous, but the actual physical book is just as pretty. We have this lovely pink A on the front. Hopefully it shines for you. And the same on the side, which I think is just stunning. And then when you open it up on the front and the back, we've got this lovely black and purple border. It's not really a border though, right? And lovely, lovely, lovely illustrations. I'm actually going to show you one of my favorites because I loved all of them. But there's this humongous, here we go, picture of Alice at the tea party with the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. And it's just absolutely stunning. I really love the fact that the Mad Hatter's colors are purple, black, and green. All I kept thinking of was the traditional Joker and the original Joker, so I had a lot of fun reading the Mad Hatter and just picturing him in the Joker's colors the entire story. So on with the actual review. I think everybody is familiar with the story of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland in written form, in a film form, and sometimes even just in references such as the White Rabbit or the phrase, "off with her head." Anyway, the story of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland follow a young girl named Alice, who is outside one afternoon with her older sister reading, when Alice is distracted by seeing this white rabbit come up and stating, "I'm late! I'm late!" Now, though the reader's probably curious about this talking rabbit, Alice is more curious with the fact that it's in a waistcoat and has a pocket watch. So she decides to follow this white rabbit and I think find out what he's late for and why he is dressed the way he is. By following this white rabbit, she ends up coming across a rabbit hole, and she falls into the rabbit hole, and she arrives in the marvelously mad world of Wonderland. And in this world, she experiences a lot of bigs and littles, as well as meeting a lot of mad people. Now, most of you are probably familiar with the Red Queen, the Cheshire Cat, the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, the Duchess, the Caterpillar, and Alice herself. But you might not be as familiar with the writing, which is superb, I might say. Lewis Carroll writes it with a childlike form. He writes a lot of silliness and fun things, and he's got a lot of riddles and rhymes and questions, and the fact that Alice really doesn't like school. At least I took it that way when she started trying to discuss things that were very academic. Anyway, I just really enjoyed the whole Wonderland experience, and with these darker illustrations, might I say, it did come across a little darker, but a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of different renditions. I've seen cartoon versions, I've seen live action versions, and I have even seen one sci-fi version that I have really enjoyed. Anyway, I just really enjoyed reading the traditional story. Now, one thing that I want to state that is a bit more of a spoiler, I'm just going to kind of hold the book up in front of my face while I talk about it, and when I remove it, you guys can unmute me, because I'd like to talk to you at the end of this. Here we go. The spoiler that I want to discuss is the last 2 pages in at least this edition, where Alice's older sister falls into a dreamlike state and experiences everything that took place in Wonderland. And I believe in the dream, her little sister Alice is there in Wonderland. So I'm a little curious about what that was supposed to represent in the story. Alright, that was the end of the spoiler. The last thing that I want to mention is the fact that there is a lot of symbolism with things, and I'm really curious about going and researching and finding out about them. I have a feeling there's something behind the off with their head phrase and the tarts as well as the white gloves and the fan, but I just need to go and do some research into finding out about that. Overall, I really enjoyed reading this, and I think any age can read it and either enjoy the senseless sensibility of the story or just really nitpick everything and digest it and figure out what all the underlying themes are of the story. Overall, I really enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on a copy of Through the Looking Glass and reading that very soon. And I'm also looking forward to rewatching a lot of the Alice's Adventures in Wonderland films and getting to re-experience those worlds. One thing is, though, there were some characters that I don't really remember being introduced to at all in this, though I remember being introduced to them in film. So I'm curious if they are actually located in the Through the Looking Glass story and not this one. Overall, if you guys have not picked up Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, I highly recommend it because it was a lot of fun to read, and it just brings a smile to your face when you think of how mad this world is. Anyway, if you guys have, and you guys have your own opinions about it, please share them down below. Positive or negative, I'd love to hear them. And I will see you in my next video. Until then, go and pick up a random book and read. Bye, guys.